Okay. It's been a while since I've ever done one of these. Obviously, by the looks of my face, I'm not in any kind of character mode. This is completely behind the scenes. And I've been thinking about doing a segment, if you want to call that, behind Bombs for Breakfast. It's a working title right now, but who knows. I'm just gonna shoot with it. Obviously, you know me, what my name is. If you don't, my legal name right now is Corey Alexander Butt. Yes, B-U-T-T, as in your actual body part that is behind you. My characters, as much as probably everybody knows, but just put it out for the record, my characters right now within Bombs for Breakfast is, well, the main guy that's been there since day one, Thriller, Mr. Butt, my second longest character, third would be Gremlin, and my newest one just recently has been Deadpool, which probably due to copyright infringement stuff I should kind of try and change that character's name, but it's still going to be around the lines of Deadpool. Anyways, this segment I'm going to be cutting on prior to Ramification, because there was a lot of issues that was circling around me at the time. One of them, let's touch on some minor subject that was leading up to Ramification, was the fact that what Bombs for Breakfast has built itself out to be, and in more than one way, I do class it as a backyard production. Stay away from the camera, cat. Jeez. Yeah, that's the resident perv ball there. Anyways, Bombs for Breakfast, in my eyes, is a company. Not legally, but it is a company. It's a backyard production. It's not professionally trained. It doesn't have a ring, obviously. Yes, I know I should get one. It's in the process. So if you want to donate, contact me. You can contact anybody within Bombs for Breakfast, and we can help you out to put your funds where it's needed, and it is needed for a ring. But there's been a lot of people, I know I get a lot of flack from a lot of local wrestling guys that I have linked to my Facebook, and as much as I support them, they probably turn their nose at what I do. And granted, that comes with the territory with professional wrestling, from the guys from WWE to even the indies, the independents. They totally look down their nose at backyard wrestling, because a lot of backyard wrestlers, they do not think, they do not process, they don't actually look at what has to go into it. And as much as I do look at every which way what goes into it, and even at the events that I go to and attend, I examine the hell out of every show. And just because what I see is not what I've been taught. I've taught myself, I've looked at books. I have a couple of wrestling books that actually are for generalization and brief look through and tune up and every sort of which way that could help a professional wrestler do good. And well, as much as I do that, and much as I still get hurt, and all the guys around still get hurt, they're still getting bruised, they're still feeling the bumps, they're still feeling the pain, the exhaustion, everything. Had a couple incidents where a professional wrestler laughed at Bombs for Breakfast. And granted, yes, Bombs for Breakfast is a weird wrestling company name, but I chose it for that simple fact. I did not want to have wrestling or entertainment or anything within that name. I wanted something that'd be like, you gotta be kidding, that's wrestling? Really? That name? It doesn't even suit. It sounds like it should be for something else. And honestly, for me, it should be for wrestling. The tagline, since I came up with the company, was that we're making bombs so you can have them for breakfast. And it's the fact of, it's entertainment. I do what I do to entertain you guys. You can love me, you can hate me, and apparently a lot of people hate me and my many characters. But I had a incident with another person. They ripped into me and what I do, and saying that I could be so much more, but I chose to hide behind fear and make up excuses, and chose to not do better. And that's, for me, it's easy for anybody to say outside looking in. You can say that to my face right now. Say that I'm making up excuses, that what? Well, you're not professionally trained, so you're just settling. And it kind of hurts when I hear that, because I'm not settling. I still plan to try and get into a wrestling training school. Do the grind. Do what I can to learn even more. The reason why I haven't done it now, funds. It's not cheap. By no means is it ever cheap. The second biggest thing is transportation. I have no school near me. I'm in a city, yes, but the city is like so far away from everything else. It's not like a hick back 40 town that is in God knows where. No, it's connected to like all the other cities in the Fraser Valley, but it still doesn't offer a lot in means of getting to where I need to go. So am I settling? In a sense, but not really. At this point in time, I am very, very thankful for Jason and his services with the Circus Lab. He pulled me aside when we were wrestling at Twisters, and he got my business. He offers more space. It's not so cluttered. Hell, half the time, us guys, we don't know what to do with half the space. And then you look at the last event with a little bit of added lights. It was like, wow, that, as much as that was a free taste of what we could get, it was still nice. And all the people that have helped and pitched in and with this whole thing, I'm thankful for. Every single day, I am thankful for everybody helping out in one way or form, whether it's fighting, whether it's holding a camera, turning on the music, even making sure that everybody's getting going, watching that clock. It's like, okay guys, let's get going. It's like, well, okay. I'm thankful for somebody to pretty much tell me to my face that I'm settling, that I'm hiding behind fear. It's like, really? Then why is all these people around me supporting me? You want to tell me that I'm hiding behind fear? And you're telling me you do not know what I'm going through every step of the way. Which leads me up to the whole reason why I started this. One of the biggest things that I've fought for, and Victor can back me up on this one. One of the biggest things I've fought through life is this lovely disease that I've gotten since grade 5, if not longer. See that? I am about going on 28 years old. That big lovely bump is my kneecap. The little bump under that is what's called Osgood-Schlatter's syndrome disease, whatever you want to call it. But that I've had all my life, most of my life. It happens to a lot of males as they grow. It's tendons pulling and stuff like that. And in my incidence, in my case, is like a really rare case. When tendons get injured or crack, your body sends calcium there to help heal and mend. The thing is that tendon becomes like a knot just below my kneecap. So bending doesn't hurt. Putting weight on top of that, then it hurts. And by hurt, I mean can even lock up my kneecap. Now, I was misdiagnosed because my doctor ended up telling me that it would eventually go away. Just keep exercising and it'll go away. It'll straighten itself out. Which, in most cases, it does. My case, I hit 19. I went back to him. He's like, yeah, sorry about that. It's like, great. I'm stuck with it, aren't I? He's like, well, wear what you can to aid. I vaguely remember talks of surgery, but at age 19, I had people convincing me that surgery at 19, then you're just going to be at like 25 and 30, and every 5 years you can be back under the knife to do it. And I was like, oh, I'll tough it out. It's not that bad. It's manageable. And as the years got on, and I was able to get working, and I was able to provide for better knee braces as time gone on. And prior to ramification, I had a week there of work where I was in pain. It wasn't a whole week. It was like a day or two of whole pain where I could not bear to move my knee. And I did what I could. I rested it as soon as I got home and everything. It was having a hard time getting out of its flare-ups. Usually my flare-ups last within a day, less than 24 hours. This flare-up lasted almost 40 hours. So I turned to my girlfriend and I said that I want to see my doctor. I want to talk to him and see if I can get my surgery done. I let everybody know prior to ramification that I was going to do this. I was going to get my medical opinion, see if I can get my surgery. That was one of the things. I wanted to see what would happen. And everybody was like, well, if you just need rest, then take your rest and stuff. Victor was telling me that. I was like, well, no, dude, this is ongoing. I'd rather get my surgery, get it out of the way. I don't want to worry about my knee. Yeah, it's something that I can live with, but I'm more worried that when it's sore, I'm putting more damage to my left knee because I'm relying all my weight on it so that my right leg doesn't hurt. I don't want to have two damaged knees. That's the one thing I didn't want. Okay, go to the doctors. I asked them, like, look, my knee problem. He was like, your knee problem. I'm like, had to refresh him. Oh, it's good Shatler, whatever. He's like, oh yes, that. And I could already look at his face that he was still couldn't believe that he misdiagnosed or couldn't do anything for my knee at the time. And I was like, look, I've looked online and I know surgery is possible. Is it possible on my knee? He goes, yes and no. You're now 30, in the range of, and because of all that time, that's over 10 years worth of that tendon breaking and healing and breaking and healing. He was explaining to me that after all that calcium buildup, it's pretty much bone right now, right with that tendon. So it's kind of tricky. I'm like, well, what are you telling me? And he ended up saying that there's no surgeon in BC that would touch my knee. Is there a surgeon elsewhere? Probably. I haven't looked. But no surgeon will touch my knee. So that just tells me I'm stuck with it. Thought process that was going through my head before that doctor visit was, well, if I got my surgery, what would happen next? Would it be good as new? Probably not. Or I'd be able to wrestle. That was a big worry. Because Moms for Breakfast, for me, is my life. I plan on getting a ring. I plan on trying to make this company more getting into the indies. I would love to put my hat in the ring and see how I match up to everybody else. Because everybody's different. Everybody likes one thing but doesn't like the next. And when I was worried about Moms for Breakfast, I pretty much looked at myself in the mirror and I said, regardless if I can't wrestle, Moms for Breakfast will not die on my shoulders. I can't wrestle. There takes a lot of the roster. Seeing how I wrestle is like 3-4 people. But then again, I can still have those people out there doing something. Doesn't have to be wrestling. I can think of something. So yeah, people, you're win, lose, or draw, you're stuck with me. Stuck until Moms for Breakfast really does have to shut down, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. What else can I say? I don't even know how long we've been talking. I'm like staring at myself in the screen here. Tired from work. I don't even know what I'm gonna name this segment, actually, to tell you the truth. I was thinking Beyond the Map, but that's already a documentary. I was thinking Behind the Circus, because hey, we're one big freaking circus. And it's even funnier seeing how that would wrestle out of the circus lab. But I don't even know if this is just going to revolve around me, revolve around the company, revolve around a select star or whatnot. What I do plan on happening, I do have a lot of behind the scenes stuff, so from time to time I'll post. I'll edit. Do a lot. And I'm rambling because I'm tired. A little thirsty. Oh, before I forget, it's really interesting because when Victor cut that promo about his head injury, that was roughly to the probably day I was considering going in for knee surgery. So it was really weird that he cuts a promo where he's like has doctors saying that you shouldn't wrestle anymore. You're done. You're done. As for Victor, if it is story or if it's for real, I honestly don't know about Victor. I know he's in pain. Head related, well, fuck him and I both have head issues. That goes without saying. But he was also complaining about his back. To me, I know back injuries are a serious thing. I do have a back injury, and I have a pulled muscle in my vertebrae or something. One of those dirty lines. Anyways, I told him, look, get your back looked at. See if there's anything they can do. As for anything in that regards, if that was Victor's last match, I was totally honored to fight him. He fought like there was nothing wrong with him. He loves what he does. Him and I both do. Him, Dan, Josh, Clayton, we all love what we do. Vic, it's just funny that finally get Vic to be pronounced on for Bombs for Breakfast roster, and he's injured. It kind of sucks, but at the same time, I look out for everybody. I worry about every guy that fights. I don't think nobody understands exactly how much I worry when a match happens, especially the Battle Royal. With everybody fighting at once, my eye is on everybody. I don't really care about myself. I care about everybody else. I care if one person is just totally exhausted. It's like, okay, well, if you don't want to rest, then I'm going to get you out because I don't want you injured. Because when you're exhausted, you're slow, you're sluggish. I know it. I know it more than anybody. You look at the Battle Royal. I was 4 people. 4 people in one match. How I ended up doing it, I still don't know. But at the end of the match, I was dead exhausted. So, I hate talking about myself, especially when I'm trying to talk about Victor and what he means to this company. Vic, I know you got your Von Chan stuff. That's always going to keep you busy. I know you got your personal life. That goes without saying. I have my personal life. Everybody has a personal life. Sucks. But Vic, if it's career threatening, if it's not, rest, get looked at. I know you can't stop doing this. One way or the other, we'll see Victor around. You'll probably freaking make fun of Thriller for 1,000 different ways he looks, or the way he talks, or all that mumbo jumbo that Vic loves to do, because that's Vic. Aside from that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your little insight to what goes on. Small insight. What goes on behind Bombs for Breakfast. Hope you enjoyed my ramblings, my little tales I really hope I don't have to do this again. Kinda sucks. Hate doing it alone. Oh well. Alright. Shutting this camera off.